back in Idaho Falls, like if you're
come here
into like indie shit or like if you don't want to be a dental hygienist when you grow up, then you kind of just bond with the other people that don't want to be dental hygienists.
Or a welder. That first time we met is just something clicked. We wanted to film a music video and take pictures. So we wanted to go out in like the middle of nowhere, do like a whole shtick. We wanted to bring a couch out there. It was a whole thing. And so Ethan was the first person we asked because he could not stop talking about his film cameras. And this was even before they had kind of met. Yeah. It was more just like Caleb was like, tell Ethan this, and that, and then we'll just...
You were like the interpreter.
Yeah, I was the middleman for that. That was like one of the probably first times we ever hung out in a group setting. Yeah. Weirdly enough. I think we all have a lot of similar interests, and it just kind of worked out that way. Idaho Falls, if you've ever been there, it's a very beautiful town, but very not music oriented. They had one venue there when we first started the band, and they wouldn't let anyone who wasn't like already known play. So it was really tough to get a foot in the door. And so that's why AJ was saying earlier, we played at a lot of parties. We played at a lot of houses. It was always like, hey, my parents aren't home, come over and play for a few hours. So we would just always do that. And eventually the lakes got big enough that we were able to play shows at the actual venues and stuff, but we were like, I don't want to play the same venue every weekend. Like that's we're just doing the same thing over and over. And so I told the lakes, I was like, hey, I love you guys, but if we want to keep doing this and actually like do it, we got to go somewhere where there's like more music, where music is part of the city. And Boise was the first city that came to mind for me because they have Tree Fort. There's always shows every week. There's always stuff going on. There's a lot of cool people up here. And when I first moved up here, everyone was on board, but then two of the members got cold feet just for different reasons. But that gave the opportunity for Ethan when he graduated high school to move up here, and we ended up getting this house. But now it's Ghost Beach because we were like, well, we moved up here to do music, and then when Ethan moved here, we were like, well, let's keep making music. Tree Fort is a collective of artists and musicians that put on yearly. They're on year 12 now.
This will be 12.
This is 12. They're on their 12th year. They bring in musicians and artists from all around the nation to celebrate music for a week during spring break. Brady came to practice one day and he was like, guys, I just went to Tree Fort last year, and Tree Fort would be super, super cool. And Ethan and I had never heard of it. Yeah. So we were like, what the hell is that? So he was telling us about it, showing us the lineup and shit, and we were like, holy cow, we could do that. And we recorded the song, and we sent it to Tree Fort, and we were like, hey, please, we're a band from Idaho Falls, we would love to come play. They ended up getting back to us, and they were like, hey, I'm sorry, but we don't have enough room right now. I think a big thing, at least for me, was playing Tree Fort. That was the goal.
A huge goal.
I always playing at a music festival in our home state would be so, so cool.
I remember the moment we found out we were getting into Tree Fort because Caleb's out here on his phone, and I'm just dozing off, and he's like, Ethan, get the fuck out here. And I'm like, oh my god, the dog is dead. I'm like, there's some shit happened.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we got in, and we were just literally jumping up and down, holding hands type of thing. It was crazy.
I handled the taxes for it. I did not finish my homework assignment that night.
If you put a gun to our heads though and was like, what note is this on the fretboard?
None of us, no.
We've upset other musicians with how little we know.
We're the new kids on the block for sure. If you're not working on things all the time, someone else is going to be working harder than you and going to be getting better at what they do.
The most important thing when you're playing music with your friends is just to remember that, you're with your friends, that success and stuff, it may come one day, but that's not what's important in the moment. And I think we have the most fun on stage out of any band that I've ever seen. And I think audiences can really tell, and at the end of the day, it's all a fun moment. Enjoy yourself.